Street Scene Power Hour was back with you right now, and we are back in your homes to ruin your education. And this is the way we do it. This is host Rick Guerrera. He's going to definitely ruin your listening ears. And I'm Greg Roten. We were a Street Scene Power Hour, and we are here with a very special guest, Mark Klacik. He's from Cyclone Auto Seat Covers in TNT, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mark is our guest today. He's going to be talking all about interiors and everything that's involved with that. So we're going to get to Mark in a second here. Wanted to bring up something. We have partnered with, Eastwood is a supporter of ours now. Eastwood Products. If you haven't visited Eastwood.com, you have to, because they've got so much stuff there. Now, here's what we're going to do for Eastwood Products. We are going to give away one of their products. And in order for you to be eligible, here's the steps you have to take. First, this is a first step. You got to go to Eastwood.com and make an account. You have to have an account on Eastwood to win. So go to Eastwood.com, sign up. You'll get their emails. You'll get check out their products. You can't beat them. They're so awesome. So go to Eastwood.com. Second, we're going to give you a trivia question. And then you have to email armstrongstreetscene@gmail.com with your answer. So there's the 3 steps. First, go to Eastwood.com, make an account. Second, we are going to ask you a trivia question, and Rick has that trivia question for you, and then you go to armstrongstreetscene@gmail.com, answer the question. We're going to draw out of a hat of the winners. We'll announce it on the next show. How's that sound? And I'm going to show you what you are going to win. And here, if I can get it up here, look at this. The Eastwood Contour Surface Conditioning Tool. It is for body work. Look at the price on this. Look at the price. And if you're listening, it's $199.97. We're giving this away. If you could answer this trivia question, Rick, what is our trivia question?
Okay. Aren't you surprised I didn't interrupt you at the beginning here?
There is no room for interruptions here. With my mouth today.
Greg. I didn't interrupt you, and plus you got Mark's name right, too.
Mark Klacik.
That's a first. You know, he screws up everybody's name, Mark.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, well, you know,
I got something right.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if he calls you Steve or George or Frank or something like that. So.
Yeah, well, I call Rick a lot of other names we won't mention on this show.
You probably can.
Yeah, no.
That's the other one. That's X-rated one.
Yeah.
Here's our trivia question. If you watch Street Scene all the time, what is my favorite question I ask everyone?
And this doesn't happen every time.
A lot of times. So.
A lot of times now. What is
That's probably
repeat
one of
the
my
question again for the audience.
What is my favorite question I ask our people out there?
Okay, so if you know the answer to that, email armstrongstreetscene@gmail.com. We will put your name in a hat if you have the right answer. But again, you can't win unless you go to Eastwood.com and sign up. So if you answer the question and you don't have an account, you're not getting the prize. They're going to send it to the next person that gets it right. So Eastwood.com, answer the question on armstrongstreetscene@gmail.com, and $199.97. That is a hell of a prize.
$200. Yeah.
Yep, for a contour tool for body work. I've never seen anything like it. I can't wait. I want to try one out myself. Yeah. So I think I might get one.
If you do watch Street Scene, it's pretty common when I ask that question. I thought we'd start off with a simple one, so I ask it quite a bit.
Yeah, you might have to, again, go to youtube.com, pull up one of our shows. Let me see, any of our shows. Pull up a couple from last year and look at Rick's interviews. You can scan through it. Yeah, you're gonna ask. He's asked the same question every time. So. Okay, well.
Okay, here's what I got going, Greg. Let me throw some car shows out at you. I just have my right eye operated onto cataracts taken out of the right eye now, so everything's like foggy.
So that's normal.
That's nothing unusual, but
yeah, I know.
Foggy
brain, whatever it may be.
It's going to get better.
That's a good excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is. Thanks. Okay, let me start out with this one. we are going to have the Father's Day car show again this year down in Sharon. I'm part of that, the Shenango Valley Antique Automobile Club of America. It's going to be June 18th. It's on a Sunday, and it's in downtown Sharon. And if you go down to downtown Sharon this year, you're going to notice, I'm not going to tell you, you have to go down and check it out. Something really, really big is missing down there.
Uh-oh.
So
In
it's really big.
In downtown Sharon?
Yes.
Okay. You got to give a little hint of what's missing. Is it a big?
Well, if I tell you what's missing, and you got to go down there and find out.
All right, I'll go down tomorrow.
If you're used to downtown Sharon, where we have the car show, you'll notice it right away. So.
I bet I know what it is too, but I'm not saying it.
And if you watch TV 27, there are cameras there. You'll notice it too when they hit downtown Sharon. You'll notice it.
There you go.
Okay. No, let's not forget the street scene car and bike show. Look at this. I love it. It disappeared after a while. How you like that? It's on
there. You go.
July 23rd at Austin Town Park. And man, oh man, this is going to be a goodie. We got trophies and some hell of a nice trophies. Adam Pratt and the crew did those.
Yep.
And there's some beautiful trophies. I want to put my card there, see if I could win one.
No, I know.
I want to win the coffee table.
Yeah. Check out our Facebook page. Looking through our posts, we have all the trophies pictured there, and we went over the top this year. No, we didn't. I just funded that out of the Armstrong budget, but Adam and his crew went over the top on that. I can't thank them enough. And
he's getting bigger and bigger, better and better every year.
I just let him go. So, I said, be creative. And man, did they knock it out of the park. Just wait till you come out to this show.
Yeah, they're beauties, and paint work on them, pinstriping on everything.
Oh, gosh.
Are we allowed to mention where we're going to be next Saturday? Not this coming Saturday, if the weather's good?
If the weather holds out, let's do it. We haven't, me and Rick really never discussed this. We're discussing this right now in front of all of you. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to be down at Lisbon, Ohio, down in Columbiana County on Saturday, May 13th. We're going to check out their car show for the first time ever. So we've been down in Columbiana County before. This is in Lisbon, though. So, we were at Firestone Park before a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's that Firestone Park was awesome. From what I understand, they block off the downtown and they line the cars up. I saw this. I'm like, we just got to go to this one. This one sounds really cool.
I forgot to write down who's putting that on, the VFW or something, American Legion or something like that.
Yeah, I have to look. I don't have that in front of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be a cool show. Let's get this rain out of here that we've been dealing with forever.
Oh God.
Yeah, no more. I mean, this is we've had enough. So
how miserable can you get?
No.
And you know what? We usually have a schedule made by this time every year, but
don't look at me. Yeah. I'm the one that holds back. Because I never know. My life's so crazy anymore. I never know if I can even commit anymore. So
I sent Greg about 8-10 places we'd like to visit, and so we'll probably hit them. We'll probably announce it a week or two before. So
okay, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you a couple.
Okay.
Obviously.
Am I going to learn too?
Okay. Well, Brothers of Power show.
Oh yeah,
we mentioned before. I can't wait for that one. I can't wait. Okay, Bantam Jeep Festival. July 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Which one are we going to? We going to the festival, or are we going to the one downtown there?
No, I just talked to Matt Lutz, is our LP person down in Butler, and I just asked him about 2 hours ago, and he said go down, not to the downtown part because it's insane. We'd probably never get through there.
That's
go to the other. Go to the So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to do that.
I went to that one last year. I think that's in Slippery Rock or something.
Yeah, it's in Slippery Rock.
Slippery Rock Park or something like that.
Yeah. It's something different. We haven't been there.
It's amazing. It's like a Volkswagen show, Everybody's got their...
So we'll just ride in my Jeep. We'll take my Jeep down. Well, my wife's Jeep. I call it mine. It's hers.
And we got to hit the mud pass and everything and hit the rocks.
Don't tell her that. She might listen. I'm not allowed, but I'm going to do that anyway. So obviously
it's really cool though. It's really cool.
Street Scenes Car and Custom Bike Show. I'm getting a lot of response on that. It's going to be a big show this year as long as the weather holds out. So keep your fingers crossed.
It's all about the weather.
August 2nd, we were looking at Octane Nights in Ravenna. August 2nd. So I think these shows I think we can do. Obviously, September 2nd, the bug infestation in Geneva. We went up last year. We had a blast. We didn't go up to do the show. Rick and I were there enjoying it. So it was cool. Yes. I think we should go shoot it.
What was this? What date was that? The second
September
of-
2nd.
Okay.
September 16th, Rust Belt Bike Show. Remember that, Rick? You're the
I
one that
love that.
suggested that one. So
That's a goodie.
and I think the September 23rd. September's kind of full for us. Rooster Rally. So let's
Oh, we're going back to the Rooster Rally.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a neat one.
Adam
Yeah.
was kind enough. Adam's kind of running the show a lot now for the
Uh-huh.
Rooster Rally now. Adam Pratt out of Youngstown Cycle to Speed.
Where's it going to be?
Canfield Fairground or yeah.
That's the Rooster Rally. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I can't think, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
Adam
fairground.
does us so right. He asked us to come. I think we're gonna do it.
Okay.
So,
So we got a couple of them then, huh?
yeah, I think so. So
Good.
mark
That's
your
good.
calendars down. This is tentative. Can't say that something won't happen, but I hope not. Also have to give a shout out to United Paint Sales right down the road here in Youngstown. If you need paint products, they every time I walk in, they're so nice. They're right on the money. I just got some paint for my truck doors. I'm trying to rebuild my old beater truck with some rust-free parts because it's rotting away. Go get your paint. They'll do you right.
Just don't drop an engine in the bed. That's all.
Hey, tell my son that. Yeah, my bed was rotted out. He put the engine in, it just caved the bed in. So there was just nothing left. I found a rot-free bed. I found a couple rot-free doors. I'm going to throw some paint on it, put it together, and it should last me for a few more years because I'm too cheap to buy a new truck. So, yeah, go down to United Paint right down on the corner of it's right behind Bulldog Ice Cream, Western Reserve where Sheets is, Western Reserve and Market Street. They're right there. They'll do you right. I have to shout it to them because they always treat me good there. So I tell you what, anything else, Rick, before we move into our
that's all I got right now. I'd like to talk to Mark a little bit. I think we got a nice show lined up for him. I think he's a good talker. So
We'll
Really?
see about that.
yeah.
Huh? He's
We'll
been
see
around the
about that.
business long enough. He should be a good talker, huh? He knows what's going on.
All right, Mark, welcome here. Welcome to the the Street Scene Power Hour. If you're restoring a car, if you've got your own car, if any car, truck, van, you want to outfit the interior. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's work trucks, especially your classic car interior. Rick's, looking at stuff like that. And I've looked at stuff like that. You do car interiors. Tell us about your company a little bit.
A little bit of history about it is kind of interesting. Cyclone was started back in 1943. And it was actually the first automated car wash in Youngstown.
Oh, wow.
Oh, gee,
Now, where was that at?
43.
Down
Wow.
on Ridge Avenue, right atop Market Street Bridge, you had at the top of the bridge, you had Golan's Honda. Then across the street, you had the Kawasaki shop. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
right behind the Kawasaki shop.
No
It
kidding.
went back that far, huh? 43. Wow.
And then over the years, and I don't know how the exact transition, but they transitioned into the upholstery and then eventually phased out the car wash and just end up with upholstery. And then back in 1980 is when we actually purchased it from the original owner, original owners who started it.
Mhm. Hey, Mark, how did you get your start in automotive upholstery?
That's a pretty good one too.
This will be a good one.
Yeah,
Okay, Mark.
I was a little tyke at the time. I was only about 10.
Well, that's a good time to start, man. I tell
Yeah.
ya.
No, they put the
Yeah,
car they
yeah.
put the car seat covers over you and make you walk around, or
Oh, actually, when I was 10, I used to go and clean shelves and sweep floors. You know.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
it's a way to
They gave
start.
me they gave me the hard jobs.
Yeah,
Play
well,
sugar.
that is.
But mom and dad were just looking for a sewing machine. They want to start making stadium cushions for like the high schools and YSU and stuff like that. And they came home one day and ended up we had 6 sewing machines and a bunch of employees and the whole 9 yards.
Mhm.
That's
Wow.
kind of how it all started back in 1980. And then, from when what they did when we bought it to what we do now, we've definitely transitioned to more diverse, and a bigger menu of things we do for, the automotive industry.
How'd you get drawn to the car business?
I always liked cars myself, but that's into the car. That's about how it happened. Dad worked at Lordstown, so he had no choice about cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, we bought it back in 1980. We just kind of jumped in feet first and swam and started running. Just kept going. That's kind of how it started.
Mhm.
We're all kind of car enthusiasts. We've all had different ones we've put together and had fun with. And my brother Tim, he was 16 at the time when we started, and yeah, so he was in high school and he was working, and I went on the summers and went to, like I said, doing cleaning shelves, pulling seats out of cars, bolting them back in at 10, 12 years old.
Wow.
Mhm.
So you got your feet wet early, and there's a lot of changes in interior qualities, interior designs.
Yeah. When we bought it, believe it or not, there was racks and racks and racks of pre-cut seat covers.
Yeah.
Because way back when you bought a
Mhm.
'57 Chevy, you took it and you got plastic seat covers on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
oh,
interior.
yeah, I remember
Ooh,
clear
the
ones,
sweat.
yeah.
I can feel it running down my butt crack already.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't tell you, we had 3 or 4 rollaway dumpsters we ended up throwing away because the materials all went bad over the years.
Oh, I'm
Just
sure.
dry rotted, yeah.
Yeah, just dry rots, and people don't think about that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was amazing all the materials that were there when we purchased it.
Wow.
That's a good segue into my next question there, Mark. Why do you think people are drawn to leather for their automotive upholstery?
Um, for older materials or newer materials?
Doesn't matter.
I think leather just looks richer. It's a lot nicer, easier to take care of. I won't mention products that are bad for leather, but there's some products that are good for leather.
Okay.
What's good for leather?
Yeah,
I'm a
mention the
detailer.
good
What's
stuff.
good
That
for us? Yeah,
we're
tell
always
me what's
looking
good.
for advice for our fans here.
Don't
Listen.
buy Armor All ever, ever, ever.
Water based,
What?
isn't it?
And it's got a silicone in it. If you ever notice with
Oh.
Armor All, it's real slippery when you get done.
Throw some of it
Yeah.
on your tires.
Yeah, you would notice on your tires after it dries, your tires turn brown.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
It's clogging the
okay.
pores and it's choking it.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
okay.
So you don't want to do that. One of the best things you probably have it in your cupboard at home is Murphy's Oil Soap.
Yeah.
Murphy's oil soap.
Yep.
Awesome.
On leather.
That's on everything. I mean, Murphy's seems like for plastics, everything. It just put a light coat on that.
Yep,
It's probably not that expensive either.
Oh.
Huh?
No, it's your cheapest, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a nice
Sex-
product. We have a nice product we have through Castle too, and it has mink oil in it. So you're trying to keep the oils into the leather and the vinyls.
Now, Castle's a great product. I've used their stuff, and I remember it was years ago. We did a segment with Rich Morgan and Carl Sligo.
Sligo. Carl used to
we
push
did,
those on
and
his
they
show,
were
yeah.
sponsoring. Castle was sponsoring it, and we featured a lot of their products. This was
Mhm.
probably 25 years ago, but man, what quality they have!
They do.
Mhm.
They have a lot of nice products, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty impressed with them all. But get back to your question about leather to cloth.
Mhm.
The newer cloths, if you notice, first of all, they collect a lot of lint, and you could even put some water and drop some water on it, and they stain. And
Oh God!
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The light grays. That's I always had trouble with.
Light grays, light tans, yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me ask you another question about the leathers. Do you take care of the leather the same way you take care of vinyl? Or is there different?
No, it's the same
Different.
way.
The
Okay,
same
that's
way.
good, yeah.
Okay. That's what I've always done. Yeah.
The vinyl is an oil-based product, leather's natural, obviously.
Mhm.
You still
Mhm.
need the oils in it because you think about the skin of the cow is oily, so
Mhm.
you need the oils to keep the leather soft. You need the oil to keep the vinyl soft. So like it's the same. If you treat them
God, see, I'm getting
All right.
questions just rolling through here now.
Shoot,
So you
Greg,
better keep going, Rick, because I've got a ton of them
Go
right
ahead,
off the top
shoot
of my
some
head.
question. Go ahead. I got a lot of them. Go ahead.
I got a question, stuff that's come and gone. I mean, I think of like my 68 Ford came with that interior. What I can't remember the name of it. It was like what the heck was it? It was looked like almost a silky, it's typical 60s, and it ripped the crap, it just didn't last.
Is that vinyl, pleather? Or
No, it was
or?
oh geez. I mean, GM Chrysler,
Was it the
Ford.
cloth or the vinyl?
It wasn't vinyl. It had vinyl outserts, but it was not a cloth. It was a cloth interior, but it was I can't even explain it. It was just a different material.
like the houndstooth. I'm trying.
No,
to
yeah, it was.
64.
Yeah, it was something. It was that same type of material, but it wasn't a houndstooth. It was. Anyway, that's come. But how about a blast from the past? And thinking about this one, the velour. I don't know if you had to, I don't know if you had to recover velour
With the
seats.
70s and 80s there.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
80s, that was-
70s and mid 70s or early mid 80s.
I grew
Yeah.
up with that stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was you they're comfy and you got on the 70s cars and they had the button interiors with the extra padding on it. And like, did you have to recover
pillow
those?
seats. Yeah, we
Yeah.
called them pillow seats.
The cat with the rolling couch down the road.
Right.
You still do those, Mark?
Oh yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
I
no
believe it or
kidding.
not, I have a lot of that material in stock. Believe it or not.
No
Uh-huh.
kidding. And
Yeah.
how often now do you ever get a weird request for something like that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
we get some weird requests. Probably one of the weirdest one like that, if you just want a quick story, is I had a younger gentleman bring in his fairings from his crotch rocket motorcycle.
Mhm.
And he had some fur material, and we had to cover the entire thing with fur.
Oh,
Fur.
how dirty did that get? I can't imagine
yeah.
driving a motorcycle like that.
Well,
How you clean
before he put
yeah.
it together, if you looked at the front fairing, it looked like an Ewok, if you know Star Wars.
Oh, you had it all over.
Oh, every
Oh.
plastic piece on the bike.
It's
I
like,
saw him driving. I saw him riding down the road. You see all this fur flying
Oh,
everywhere.
God.
can you imagine that? It's like, when the guys with the big mustaches and when the beards, they fly in the wind. You got a whole motorcycle that's all fur,
You're right.
Jeez. That's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Rick. I'm going to let you keep going. I'm going to throw up some for you YouTubers that are watching this after the podcast. I'm going to throw up some pictures of Mark's work at Cyclone and Cyclone seat covers, interiors, and
TNT. Yeah.
and TNT. I'm going to throw up some while you asking questions.
If you're wondering what's my backdrop today, it's all leather.
They're all
Right,
vinyl,
Mark was
yes.
saying, I can tell, or leather. Mark was saying, I can tell you what that is. Or what is that?
Well, if you look over your right ear, you'll see a brown with kind of like a dots in it, and even
Yeah,
to the left, the dots.
Yeah,
They call that carbon fiber pattern.
carbon fiber. Okay,
Well, actually, the carbon fiber is the blue and red little above
Okay.
that.
okay,
The first one I was talking about was actually a golf ball pattern.
Okay.
And the vinyl's the same. It's just how they make it and just the different patterns they put into it.
Okay. I just wanted you to feel at home. That's all. I feel like you were at work, so
I probably have that same sample chart at the shop, if not 110.
Yeah, I just pulled it off the internet. So.
Jeez.
I want to make Mark feel at home here. I'll feel like he's at work or something. Yeah. Hey, Mark, what was your favorite project?
Favorite project, man.
You've been doing this for 40 years. Now, what automatically comes to your mind there with a favorite project?
It's got it.
Probably it was a 32 Rolls Royce.
Ooh,
Oh.
wow.
What was that? What was in that? What kind of material?
It was just the seats, but
Uh-huh.
I'd say it's my favorite because it was neat because you controlled everything and when I drove it, I just thought it was kind of cool because you controlled everything by your hands. Only thing was brake pedal. There was no brake pedal. It was a forward and reverse gear was the pedal on the floor.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Mhm.
So you're thinking, how do these people? How are they trying to steer this thing? No power steering. You got your brake and your gas on one hand. You got the clutch on the other hand. Like you need the four hands to drive the dumb thing.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. And but I mean, we've had a lot of cool cars. I mean, we did a limo for Don King.
I bet that was fancy, huh?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I have to stop you right there because I just pulled up a picture of yours. If you're watching this, is that velour?
That's actually original S10 material.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's out of an 80s S10. So
Okay.
kind of, yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's when they changed it a little bit, but it was still
Oh,
sweaty.
I'm
Yeah.
glad they changed it. Hey, Mark, you guys don't only do seat covers and all that. You do tops and upholstery, headliners, and what else you guys do?
Oh, the list. A lot of times when people ask me, I tell them it's the list of what I don't do is shorter than what I do.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't take do the wrong way, okay?
Doo doo.
Doo-doo.
We do doo doo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like I said, we expanded like when we bought it, the main things were convertible tops, carpeting, door panels, vinyl tops, that kind of stuff. And then we started expanding into the sunroofs and to your truck upfitting and your van upfitting as far as your shelving or your ladder racks and toolboxes, spray liners. We do
You cover
electronics,
everything then.
like your electronics, like remote starts, heated seats, heated and cold seats, pretty much all your lighting. I mean, we do leveling kits on trucks, and you mentioned you had a Jeep. Well, I just got a Bronco that I'm building, so it's
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm considering it the
those
Jeep.
are going for big bucks right now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Jeez.
but I'm considering it the Jeep killer because I really like it.
Yeah. The Broncos are cool. I do
Mhm.
like that.
Do you do anything with windows? Tint windows? Or
We
fix
tint windows, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people ask about because on convertibles, a lot of times the windows are separating.
Yeah, to me, mine are right now doing that. So
Yes,
I
and
bought a
that's-
'69 Firebird, and the windows are like crap right now, and I got to get them fixed. They're electric too, so
Mhm.
they don't go upright. They're sideways. They don't fill up in the top, and one's all scratched up. I got to replace it.
Is it a convertible?
Yes.
A lot of times when and the windows don't fit up top, there could be a convertible top adjustment in the front convertible frame also.
Who can adjust that?
You can
Okay.
adjust that, yes.
Okay, just don't let me put any more money into this thing. Okay,
No,
you said
you-
it could be the top. So I go, oh boy, here we
You
go.
had a 64 T-board convertible that took all your money. So
Oh boy,
Yeah.
yeah. This,
Yeah.
this is doing a job. This is doing a job right now on me. So, but
Okay,
I'll try to take all your money, just a little
Yeah.
part.
just little part of
Yeah.
I want to
I
share.
have to-
I'm going to share a screen real quick with you. This is the interior I was talking about, the '68 Ford. It's that if you look real close, it's like that. I don't know what material that is.
It's actually a cloth, believe it or not.
Okay, it's like a sheeny cloth type stuff, and yeah, I don't see you don't do that anymore. I'm sure you can.
We can if you want it, but that cloth was really, really thin.
Oh man, it just
That's
didn't
why it
last.
never lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd
wore
have
out
it in
real
there,
quick.
what, 2 years after you bought the car and it's ripped, Yeah, it was really thin, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Rick. I just
I
found that
remember,
picture.
but I remember not long ago, Jeep had this cloth interior on it. You would drop a speck of water and it would stain.
Please don't mention that.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
used to
have
hate
that.
that.
My
I used to hate that. Yeah.
oh,
Well, we
I
can
have
put
that.
leather in your Jeep and you won't have to
Mhm.
worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Hey, Mark, describe the most creative work-related job you've completed.
Most creative.
Yeah.
Now you're throwing them on the spot.
That's
Rick.
right. That's what I want to do. I
You're
want to get
getting
them
me
going.
on
Yeah.
that.
I can't make it easy for
Yeah,
him.
well,
you know?
no.
he's one of our first timers now, so we got to
Yeah, we
gotta
gotta.
prime
Yeah.
him up for
He'll
maybe
never want to
second
come back
time.
on the show then, Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
No, there's been so many. I mean, we've done a bunch of like buses and vans. We've completely redone, stripped down to nothing and redone. Probably a neat one was we did for Disney. We did the trolley, not the trolley, but the carriage for what's her the girl Cinderella.
Okay.
And
Wow.
we had to
really?
redo that, and we had to button tuck it, and it got to go down to. It went down to Disney, and they used it in all the parades.
Oh wow,
Well,
that's cool.
I need a butt tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't. Thanks for
If
putting
you
that
get older,
picture in
your
our
butt gets
minds.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd they get in touch with you from Disney?
We actually, I don't think they're around anymore. Lawless was up here in Boardman.
Oh, okay.
They converted everything to electric.
Okay.
So it was up here doing that. So we did it
Mhm.
actually for Lawless, who then it went down to Disney. But we also they were doing grease. So I had to put carpet and do the seat in the little car that they had in their show grease that they were doing at Disney
Okay.
also. and they
Oh,
painted
pretty
the
cool.
car and everything. So
Wow.
that was kind of neat.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, do
Pretty
you know
cool.
that did they still use that carriage down there? Do you know, or that's pretty much
Honestly,
retired?
I really don't know.
Yeah. Did you get to put a little plaque on it or anything? That's kind of cool. Just
No, we didn't do that, but we did. I got a picture of it. I mean, we do well, and a little closer to home. A pretty cool one too is, and I had to help design it. Is for Schwabel's Bakery.
nice.
They got one of their first delivery vans,
Oh, wow.
and they made it so the toast goes up and down.
I know what you're
Okay.
talking about. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, I helped design when they had that, and they didn't know what to do, so I designed a cover. So when they had it down, if it was raining, they could close the cover, and it would all be safe. And then when they were going to put it up, they could open up the cover on the roof, and the toast could go up, and you could see the toast and all that. So
That's
that
cool.
was really cool one. I liked.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to that van?
Schwabel still has it as far as
Yeah.
They still have it.
I
Oh, that's
requested
cool.
it last year to come out to our show, and they
never
never
seen
got
it.
back to me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll do that again. Maybe I'll request it to come out to our car
Yeah.
show and see if we
you
can get
should
it out
because it's really neat. If you have you seen it like open the doors and everything.
there. Yeah.
They use red airline to look like the heating elements.
Yeah.
And on that too, if you ever notice, you got the button on the back that you can put up and down.
Yeah.
I designed that. I made it out of magnets, so that if the toast is
Oh, that's
down,
so
you push
cool.
down,
Jeez,
move it
That is
up,
so
and
cool.
stick it on top, and it looks like just like
Wow.
a toaster.
So there's your claim to fame right there. At least one of them locally
Yeah.
is a Schwabel's toaster truck.
Yep.
That's
That's cool.
truck. I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah,
Have to
look
find it.
online. They've got
Uh-huh.
pictures of it.
I believe they call it Schwabel's Mabel or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mhm. Hey, Mark, how many guys you got working for you? Sounds like you got a lot.
At the moment, our crew is we got about 8 at the moment.
That's it
8.
for all that
That's
stuff you do.
Well, it's just like everything else, it's, some of our best employees have been people we've trained, and it's kind of hard to find people at the moment.
Yeah.
We're always looking, and I love training.
Yeah.
Someone wants to learn. They want to learn a craft. Between Tim and I, we could teach them pretty much anything they want to know.
That's
that leads
awesome.
into my next question, Mark. Is it difficult to find young people interested in auto upholstery?
Very, very different.
Kind of figured that was the answer for that.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a lost art, but it's people just don't want to work. I mean, I did just hire a younger gentleman. I believe he's 22-ish. He wants to learn because he likes cars and wants to learn, and he seems
Good.
So I got a new guy really just starting to train. But yeah, some of our best employees we've ever had, Tim and I trained.
That's awesome.
Great.
Now, I was going to say, that seems to be a story. Again, Rick and I have talked to death about this on the air. It's a dying art of anything car related, but motorcycle, It seems like. I was just talking to one of our local engine builders, and he was having a lot of trouble trying to find anybody to even train to build these motors. He goes, "You're so short-handed now." So then it's it's sad. It's something to think about.
Yeah, and the kids can make a good career out of it.
Oh yeah,
they can make a nice living, especially if they're creative and they like to do see reward for what they've done. It's not like being at a factory where you stamp this part and it goes down the road. No, you brought this thing in, and it's a hunk of junk, and when it leaves your building, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
people enjoy looking at it. And something you can take pride in.
Okay.
That's one thing. The upholstery, that's going to be around forever.
Oh, yeah.
Even if the cars go to batteries, it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna need to fix them no matter what.
Hey, when somebody says upholstery, what comes to your mind? It's just not seats or door cover. What is it? What's upholstery?
Pretty much anything on the interior. Your seats, your door panels, your carpeting, your package trays and back window. The flat spot. It's called the package tray. Dashes. Like you mentioned earlier, a '65 Ford T-Bird. Those dashes were vinyl.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, mine was broke. What a nightmare to fix that thing.
Let me ask this question again. You see a lot of the 70s, 80s, 90s, even some of the cars. The dashboards crack. what can you do for people with the dashboards that are cracked?
Depending on the car, there's something that it's called a cover lay, and that is
Okay.
really nice. It's actually pre-molded plastic, and we can dye it to match, and it goes on, and they look really good.
It just goes right over.
Goes
Okay.
right over.
I think I have
jeez.
one on the Caprice. It was again from years ago, so it doesn't fit that well. It's called a dash cap. I think it was called a dash cap.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, that was years ago. It's
Yeah.
still on there. It doesn't look that good, but
Yeah,
I'm sure they're better now.
you can't do like when you see these vinyl repairs or plastic repair kits on
Yeah,
TV.
they make it look so simple.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
They don't work.
Yeah.
They don't
No.
work. Especially on a dash because it's always vibrating, and even if it looked halfway decent to begin with, you give it a month and it's already cracked again.
Well, the foam underneath, you get the impact dashboards, and that foam. I know when I restored a few cars, is that foam just cracked and expanded, and it just came right up out of the cracks, and then it was peeling. What a mess. So, yeah,
they can be a nightmare.
So if I got another question for you. Just thinking about my I have a 2001 BMW, and it's not those seats are not. I was surprised they're not leather. They look and feel like leather, but they're not leather. Now, what material is that?
It's a vinyl.
It's a vinyl.
It's a vinyl. Actually, pretty much all cars, except for maybe a Rolls Royce, you never get 100% leather interior anyhow.
Okay.
Usually your centers are leather, and then the sides are all vinyl. Most times you can't tell the difference, but there is a difference.
Okay.
You can't buy a new Mercedes with leather. Every new Mercedes is vinyl.
Okay.
They call it because it's eco-friendly.
Oh, well, yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I get it, but
we're in the same boat on that one.
Yeah. And how about some of that real soft leather? It cracks a lot over time. It cracks. There's no way to repair that. You just have to replace the seat covers.
Or a lot of times usually what happens is it's the driver's seat on the outside bolster where you drive. You go across it every time you get in and out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
That wears first. We can replace just that one panel.
Okay.
And usually we can match it pretty darn good. We run into some problems when people use Armor All because it changes the color.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's sad to think about. And they always tout, put it on your dashboard and your seats and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's a well-marketed product,
Yeah.
well there, but it's garbage.
Now, is it all I guess it's all the brands of that type.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'd be, we're not going to mention any more brands on here, but it's all that type of spray.
The quote unquote protectants.
Yeah. The protectants. You're right.
Yes.
That you can buy off the shelf at your local auto parts stores, Walmart and that. They're really not protectants at all. They're destroyers.
Yes. Which I should tell people that because, it helps keep me in business, but yeah.
Well, there you go. Murphy's oil soap or something like that. That's perfect. And it's cheaper. It's gotta be. Sure. I haven't bought it in a long time, but it's gotta be cheaper than $6 a bottle for,
so you could put that on your tires and everything.
Put on your tires and everything. Yeah.
How about the vinyl top? Put it on the vinyl top for the older car.
Vinyl top.
Nice.
All that.
Rubber,
everything.
All the rubber.
Leather stripping and everything.
Yeah.
There you go, Rick. Now
okay.
you've got something to work with.
Well,
sure.
there is another trick for rubber stripping also.
Yes. You brought it up.
We want all the tricks. Yeah. Go ahead.
And this works on convertibles a bunch too.
Okay, that's me.
Leaks. See, I'm giving out trade secrets now, but that's
man. Oh boy.
No, well, mom and dad always said, what, be honest and people will come back to you. So I'd rather tell someone a simple trick, and if it works for them, great. If it doesn't, then we got to go to the next level.
Now, here's another question I just came up with. I just thought in my head.
Fabric. Hey, he didn't finish the last one.
Go ahead. All right, I'll shut up. But go ahead.
All right. Well, good old fashioned Vaseline.
Vaseline.
If you got your convertible, open it halfway on a nice sunny day, rub Vaseline on your seals, and you'll notice it'll soak into them. And it actually soaks in and expands the seals a little, and that'll help with water leaks and air leaks.
Vaseline. Wow.
Okay, so it's a petroleum product, so it's not a water-based. It's not going to dry it out.
Nope.
So that's okay. Yeah, because Here's another. I just rebuilt a motor. I always put Vaseline on my gaskets, so they'll stick and seat. But if you have to take, this is a quick trick if you don't know this. Like on the Holley carburetors, you come with a gasket kit. Anything gasket, the blue gaskets, any of the quartz gaskets or anything, put a thin coat of Vaseline on. And if you have to take the valve covers off to adjust your valves, they'll come right off. You're not going to destroy your gasket. It's not going to sit there and burn on. And the Vaseline works, because I've had to take float bowls off of my Holley carburetors to adjust to change the jets and that. And that with the Vaseline, you put a coat every time, comes right off.
I never thought of that. That's a great idea.
It works great, and it's a good trick for the gaskets,
and
especially for intake gaskets. You have to get them to stick up there because there's nothing to hold them up. You put a little bit of Vaseline, they stay right on. Then you put your intake manifold right on. So
nice, well noted. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's good.
The other question I had: fabric roofs. There's so much controversy on how to best take care of that. You got to put protectants on it. You've got to just soap and water to wash them, and they'll be fine. Scotch Guard. What is your take on that?
Really, because the way materials, those cloth materials are made, it's a 3-layer. You got a cloth on top and a cloth on bottom, and it's actually a rubber in between.
Okay,
that's what keeps it waterproofish.
Okay.
Really. I haven't done much on them, but I pretty much don't do anything with it.
Okay, that's soap and water, wash it.
Soap and water, if you get some like some bird droppings on it, take a real mild soap and a soft brush, scrub it on there, squirt it off.
Okay.
All day. When you dry it, if you get lint on there, take a lint brush.
Okay.
Yeah,
take a lint brush on it, but pretty much it's pretty self-sufficient. You really don't need any kind of treatments and all.
Okay, that's
good to know. Mark, I use upholstery cleaner when I do them when they're real dirty. Would that hurt it?
That wouldn't hurt it, because it's usually
it's an upholstery. It's a cloth, so
yeah, and it's not real strong.
Right.
So as long as you don't use any strong chemicals, you should be fine.
Okay. How about like an all-purpose cleaner, like a 409?
There you go.
Simply green.
Do something like a cloth cleaner or a carpet cleaner. I wouldn't put it like a 409 or
simply
like
green. I always cut it pretty hard though. I have 80% water, 20% simply green.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's also a couple products we have for cleaning cloth too, if you have some stains on it.
Okay. So
that can be used.
That's a good point to make up your recommendation for cleaning carpeting, and it gets dirty in that. Do you use a steam cleaner? Do you use an off the shelf, Simonized Tough Stuff or whatever off that, or is there any best practice on that?
It depends on if you have stains or not. If it's just like lightly dirty, steam cleaner's fine, or a nice, real mild carpet. You can put the carpet cleaner on there and then steam off. If you got deep stains, you can use some harder. Carpet's pretty strong stuff, and it's got a rubber underneath it. You just don't want to get carpet real wet, because underneath the carpet it's called jute padding.
Yeah.
Once that gets wet, it starts to mildew. Then you get
it stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to use a lot of water on carpet. You want to try to keep the most water off there as possible.
Okay. So go ahead, Rick.
Hey, Mark, on an average, how many interiors does your shop complete in a year?
Oh God!
3.
I'm not making this easy on you, Mark.
No, I mean, truthfully, I've never counted. If you want,
roughly.
A lot.
Hundreds.
Yeah. Hundreds?
Wow. Hundreds.
I believe it.
It depends on if you want complete interiors, or if we're just fixing seats, or if we're just tuning a carpet. That's a very, very fluent question. Because can you call interiors just fixing a panel on the seat? All right, I can do 5 of them a day.
Yeah.
You guys fix my panel on my seat.
A complete interior that takes a month.
Okay. And that's not bad. A month to take your interior done. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
So when you do an interior, do you make it, or do you like order it and put it on?
Depends on the car and
Okay.
what the customer wants.
Okay.
I could do some of the pre-made stuff. There's some good stuff out there. There's some real garbage out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And or if they want something really custom, I can cut and sew it and
hmm
do everything they want just how they want it.
If a
Okay.
customer comes in and says, "Hey, Mark, I want this and this and this," and you look at them and go, "No, you don't. No, you don't." Do you ever change their minds, or you just listen to the customer?
Yeah, Tim and I have both done it maybe once or twice.
Yeah, sounds like you do it all the time. Huh?
Yeah.
Someone
There's
comes in,
Uh-huh.
the color combination they just pick and like, ooh,
Yeah,
that
you're probably just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, and
well,
you're
and usually, and I can't say I talk them out of them. I just say, well, how about a couple different ideas and give them some ideas? Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Sometimes when they're done, they look really good. Sometimes not so much.
Well, you know what? That's
Mhm.
the best part about being in the car and anything like that. There's a lot of different tastes. So,
Mhm.
Rick, you can attest to this. We talked about this the last show. There's a lot of things that I went into looking at this and cringed at the thought. I'm like, oh, I can't stomach that. And then a couple years down the road, I'm like, I see it. It's kind of cool. Or, I kind of like that style now. Or, I see why they get it,
Right.
so they're that's what makes everything go around.
I do have a good story about that. I talked a guy out of one time.
Okay, well, let's hear it. You brought it
Okay.
up.
He came into
Uh-oh.
the shop and he had this old Ford Mustang that he had in Florida that he inherited from his uncle or something like that. And it had a whole 256 miles on it.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
And he hated, and you guys tell me when you figure out what kind of car this is. It's an old Mustang, and it had these ugly vinyl seats in it
Oh
that
no.
had this snake embossed into it.
Oh
Oh,
no,
wow.
don't touch
That
it.
which one was that?
Oh,
Cobra.
Was
it
that
was
the
a Mustang
Cobra?
GT
That's the Cobra.
350.
Oh my God.
Oh
He wanted to
yeah,
change that.
he
Oh.
wanted to put cloth and I think a bright
Ew.
orange. And
What are you doing?
How young was
I
this
literally
guy?
looked at him and I said, I will buy that car off you. You tell me what you want, but I
Yeah.
will not in any way touch
Oh,
those seats.
what? That's when you get that's when you get take those seats out. You get an old pair of crappy seats and do what you want with it. Keep that original. I can't
So,
stress enough.
did you
Keep your
change
old
his mind?
parts.
I did change. I was like, if you're going to do something, just sell the car.
Yeah.
I was honest with him. I said, you don't know what you have there. You have a
Really? Really?
gem.
With the Cobra on it? Jeez.
Yeah,
Oh my
I was like, you
God.
have a gem.
With a couple hundred miles on the car too?
Yeah, it was under
Oh,
500.
that's
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, that
Wow.
let me. And he must have been a younger guy because we appreciate that, the originality of
hmm
it. But I can't imagine. Oh my God, out of hopefully it's still around.
I
That
hope.
worries me when people get that. It's like, oh, it's just another car. Oh no, that's a time capsule.
hmm
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Oh
How about
my.
money wise? How about money wise, Mark? If people come in there and they go, "I got this much money to spend," and you go, "Well, you're going to get maybe carpets for that much," or I know people always come in there with this expectation: I'm going to get the whole interior done for $100 or $1,000, but that's not what's
Mm-mm.
going to happen.
It's not going to happen, and we get it all the time, and
hmm
especially, unfortunately, especially since COVID,
hmm
the price and stuff has just gone
It's stupid.
outrageous.
Yeah.
Everything's stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and stuff 3 years ago we'll say I can do all the seats and I can do them for 1,500-1,800 bucks.
hmm
Well, now it's like 2,500 to 3,500 because
Man.
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
the price of materials have gone crazy and
Do you,
shipping.
you have
Yeah.
any trouble getting materials?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's I spent since COVID, I spent more time on the phone hunting down materials and parts. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it gets frustrating. Tim and I both we get frustrated. We just look at each other like just can't find it.
Yeah.
Mm. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Mark, here's one for you. I always throw this at people, and sometimes they have a problem with their seat. We say, well, we can dye it and all this. They go, huh? What do they do with the process? Seats are what? Made out of what? Cow hides, or what are they made out
Well, leather's cow.
of? Lazarus cow. And then
Leather's
it's
usually
always, and then they dye it. How do they dye it?
Well, the dyeing process, that's why people say, well, just dye my seats.
Yeah.
I talk people out of that because can we? Yes. Will it last? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
you're just dyeing the surface and it's going to come off. Plus, it's an oil based product and it's you can't get the paint to adhere real well or to dye.
Mm-hmm.
The process they use for in the making of the leathers, they through dye it. So they actually infuse the colors into the leather
Yeah. Okay.
skin.
Do they
So
soak
they
it in?
infuse
What are you
it
saying?
into the leather, and
They
that's
soak
how
it in or
they
something? Is
soak
that what
it.
you said?
Yes, it's like
Okay.
a soaking process, and
Okay.
that's sometimes they use pressure. There's a couple of different ways they do it, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, that way it's through dyed. It's not just surface dyed.
Is that the
Okay.
same with vinyl?
Vinyl's a little bit different because it's more of an oil-based product, so it's basically like lack of a different term about rubber.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
vinyl's
dyed
like a
rubber,
rubber. Oh,
just like
okay.
you can
Yeah.
get different color plastics,
Mm-hmm.
different color vinyls, kind of the
Okay.
same deal.
I'm learning a lot here today, Mark. You know
I know.
that.
I want to get back to your business. If people are thinking about getting their interiors done, a repair, anything like that, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, easiest way is call.
Okay.
Most of the time, and Tim and I say it 1,000 times a day, we got to see your seat. I mean, call.
Yeah.
You can come down anytime, but we need to take a look at it. Like, well, it's an '85 Chevy Silverado and it's the side seat. Yeah, but okay, is it just one panel? Is it all of them?
Uh-huh.
We kind of need to see what the problem you have, what's caused the problem, what we need to do. We could, sometimes do the whole thing, sometimes just a part of it. And just like calling a body shop saying, "Hey, I got some dents and scratches. How much to fix it?" Well, you got to take a look at it.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's the best bet. Can I give you a ballpark? Yeah, but if I give you a ballpark and say it's going to be $100 and it gets there and it's 500, you're going to be mad at me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I've learned basically to take my seats or whatever to somewhere and say fix it, and then because it's always going to be more than what you think it's going to
Yeah.
be. You know that
Yeah.
even at the
Yeah.
body shop too. Yeah.
Right. But usually we're pretty darn good
Mhm.
about if I give you an estimate, tell you it's going to be $250, I'm charging $250.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unless there's something catastrophic, and then I call you, say, hey, this, that, the other thing, and it's going to be X amount more,
And
Mhm.
that's a sign of a good business. When they do that and they're honest with you, that's what you're looking for. And it sounds like that's what you're doing at Cyclone and TNT. Now, where you're located at?
Our Cyclone is on 101 West Indianola Avenue in Youngstown,
Okay.
right next door to the fire station.
Okay.
And then the TNT's on Elm Road in Cortland, about 3/10 a mile from the Route 5 bypass, where the Walmart and the Harley store is right there.
Okay.
About three
And,
tenths a mile down the road towards Cortland.
yeah. If
So
you're looking for interior again, how long have you been in business? This is not a fly by night company. So you've done probably everything under the sun and seen it all. So how
Pretty
many
much.
years? 1943.
1943 originally. We purchased it back in 1980, so we've actually owned it 43 years, and
Yeah.
so we've owned it longer than the original owners from Cyclone.
So 43 years. I mean,
Yes.
that's a lot of changes. And, the biggest change you've seen in materials throughout the years, what has it been?
More of the cloths.
Okay.
The stuff they put in cars now they're garbage.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought they'd be better quality now than they used to be.
No, because
I don't
like
see much cloth.
we were saying earlier, you put a speck of water on it and it's stained, and you can't get the
Yeah, right.
stain out. And they're lint. It seems like they're always got lint on them because they just attract everything.
It's just because they're cheaper products now and they just
Absolutely.
don't care. And geez.
Absolutely.
So what era was best for that? I mean, what era that car that you've dealt with that had at least a decent interior?
Probably your 50s, 60s.
Okay.
70s starting to cheap up because that's when all
Oh, God,
they were
70s.
doing planned obsolescence back then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
So stuff wore out, and then kind of 80s kind of started coming back a little, but yeah, probably back to
Okay.
50s and 60s, I would say.
Okay.
I've been mostly seeing a lot of vinyls or leathers in cars lately. Not many cloth seats. What my business. So Is that what you're
Yeah.
seeing too? Mostly leather and vinyl?
Yeah, more leathers. I mean,
Hmm.
we convert from cloth to leather hundreds of cars a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
For
ever?
that
More
reason.
comfortable.
It's the other way around from leather to cloth. Probably not too many.
Not too many.
I was gonna
Mhm.
say.
You know, I would say
Yeah.
99 and that 99.5 cloth to leather.
Yeah.
Down in Florida, maybe, or it's not that hot. You don't sweat.
No,
No.
that's what cooled
Mhm.
seats are for nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another question I've got. I'm sorry, it's ruined my head because we'll have to bring Mark back because I just got a whole list of questions. If you're tearing a seat apart, they've got so much technology in them now. How careful do you have to be? And what's all involved in that? I honestly, I know they have cooled seats. They have, I've seen heated seats and apart,
Right.
but
And you got
what's involved in that now?
is a lot harder than it used to be. I mean, you even got the vibrating seats also.
Oh God,
So,
I'd
you
fall
know.
asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Doing heat
Yeah,
and vibe.
I've seen those. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's actually it's kind of neat because if you're backing up to something, it'll vibrate to make you look. So I guess
that's
I can see the reason for it,
Uh-huh.
but to me, it's just
I'd
one
wreck
thing
the
to
car
go
and scare
wrong.
the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got the ones for the back too, that have those rollers in them. Is that what they're called?
Oh God.
Have you seen those? That
Really
massage
haven't
your
ran into
back?
many of those yet.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
But yeah, even and there's more plastic involved in the seats now.
Yeah.
And there's some seats that they have, and I call them one-time clips because
Oh,
they're gonna
yeah.
break.
They're not hog rings anymore.
Not well. You know, we just did a Subaru, and my one employee commented on how many hog rings were really in it because we took the cloth out and put leather, and it had a lot of hog rings.
Well, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to hold it together.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Well,
Here's one for you, Mark. Before you got something, Greg?
We've got about 4 minutes left. I want to
Okay.
get to your questions here, Rick.
Okay. Does your I know what this was going to be the first part. Does your shop have a waiting list? If so, how far in advance must a customer wait?
and that depends upon what we're doing. You know, is it a complete interior, or is it just seats, or is it, or is it a ladder rack, or something of that nature?
Hmm.
On a general, something small in general, we're about a week to 2 weeks. Something like complete interior. We're probably about a month to 2 months out right now.
Which isn't bad. Heck, that's
No.
not bad at all.
That's really good. Yeah.
Well, what I like to tell a lot of people, if you got a hot rod, you're not driving in the winter. Pull the seats out,
Right.
get the seats done in the spring. Bring it in. We'll do the carpet, the headliner, and all that, and we can have it done in a week.
Nice.
Don't have
Nice.
to worry about it.
And you're probably not that busy in the winter either, right?
That's
Compared
great.
to
That's
some-
exact. That's the time to do it.
That's
You need
perfect.
your car. We're kind of busy, and it just works out quicker that way.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. Do you have any final questions, Rick?
Nope, Mark, that was fun. Thank you for joining us today. Cyclone and TNT, that's one company, right?
Yes, we're one family.
Okay,
owned boat.
one's
Yes.
in Youngstown, one's in Cortland.
Correct. Yep.
Give us the address at Cyclone Interiors, Cyclone Seat Covers. What do you and TNT? Give us contact information and how to get a hold of you.
Okay. Youngstown is Cyclone, and it's at 101 West Indianola Avenue. And phone number is 330-782-1234. Even I can remember that one.
I can't.
And Cortland, 2263 Elm Road Northeast. The number up there is 330-372-9600. And Youngstown, you want to talk to Tim or Mark. And in Cortland, my manager up there is Jim. So you'll talk to Jim up in Cortland.
Awesome.
I want you to know this is Mark's first podcast, and he was kind of nervous there.
And it's not your last because we're gonna we want to have you back.
Get you back,
Because,
sure.
we're gonna
I
have
had
a
a ball.
list of-
I'd love to come back and talk.
Well,
Great, man.
good, because
we got a zillion questions.
oh
for
yeah,
you.
there's so much. If you're getting your interiors done, I mean, you've got a lot of questions. You want to know the quality of materials. Want to know what you're doing. If you want to get an estimate, call Mark.
These guys are the best.
Yep, they know what they're doing. They've been in business forever. Also, I want to remind everybody, what is your question again that people need to email you the answer?
Okay, if you listen to Street Scene, what is Rick's most popular question I ask people?
First off, again, I'm going to go through the instructions, answer that question. First, you need to go to eastwood.com and check out their products. Eastwood.com is awesome. They have everything you can possibly want for body work, anything like that, products that are painting, sealing rust, everything. It's awesome. Eastwood.com, and you have to go make an account. Go to eastwood.com first, make an account, and the second thing, you got to answer what Rick's question was. Email armstrongstreetscene@gmail.com with your answer. We'll put messages in a hat, and you have the chance to win the Eastwood Contour SCT surface conditioning tool. Look it up if you're listening. The Eastwood Contour SCT surface conditioning tool. It's almost a $200 item. We're giving one away. So if you want to win that, do what we tell you right now.
And if they win, we'll put their name on our podcast and our TV show. We'll make them a star.
Real stars here. Look what happened to us, Rick. For Street Scene Power Hour, we want to thank Mark Klacik for joining us.
Mark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
For Rick Herrera, my name's Greg Roten, and we will see you
down the road.